Well, still to come, there is more than just haunted backyards in the Northland. We'll give you the details on all of the spooky and family-friendly events happening across the Twin Ports for Halloween.
I'll have more on that in just a bit, but for now, I'll send it over to Paul and the King of Halloween.
He is coming up here. Thanks very much, Tony. With Halloween just over a week away, you're probably still trying to finalize those spooky plans with your friends or family. Luckily, we have just the perfect person to give you a list of some of the scariest places to have some frightening fun. Northern News Now's Mitchell Zimmerman joins us live in studio with a familiar face to our station. Good morning, Mitchell.
Good morning, Paul. That's right. We have the King of Halloween himself, Matt Rasmussen, in all of his royal glory. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Beep, beep. Thank you for having me on what has become an annual tradition here.
It is. So Matt Rasmussen, for those of you that don't know, is actually one of our morning directors. So he says some wacky things into our ears as we're talking on live television, which is amazing, of course.
Yeah.
So you love Halloween, of course,
Absolutely.
if you couldn't tell. So what makes you the King of Halloween?
Well, kings are elected by the people, am I right?
That is correct.
And I was elected by the people around here to be the spokesperson and the Halloween authority and to visit all of the spooky things that are happening in the area. I'm also the spokesperson for HauntedDuluth.com,
wow.
and we post all those things on the website there. So I'm kind of like obligated to go to all the different Halloween events. So,
you are. It is your job, of course. You wear many hats, of course. So kind of tell me, you mentioned some of those spooky events, of course.
Yes.
So if you're into some spooky things, some scary things, which, I don't know, it's not up my alley, but if I went with you, I think I'd have some fun. Tell me, what are some of the events people can check out in the Northland?
Sure. I've chosen a list of my top 5 favorites in the area here, and everyone knows the Haunted Ship.
Oh, yeah.
First and foremost, that's the classic. Everyone, you see it, you know what it is, so we don't really need to go into the details of that one. So we'll come back, though. The Haunted Shack is another one that I love. And that's a little further. There's me on the TV.
That's the Haunted Ship.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, there's the Haunted Ship, and I chose a little bit of footage here of different haunted attractions, so you can never tell which one you're going to. There's a bunch of spooky ones here.
Look at that.
The Duluth Ghost Tours.
Awesome.
Anyway, so the Shack is amazing, and we'll talk a little bit about Family Day with that.
Perfect.
The Haunted Forest is another amazing one. Yeah.
Big.
That is out there in Saginaw, and that's a newer attraction.
Awesome.
And I would definitely recommend that one, as it kind of rivals the other 2 big ones that people know of.
Which are?
Which is the Ship and the Shack.
And the Shack, there you go.
Yeah, and then we can't forget the Hellwig Hollow. That one's amazing. That's a newer attraction as well, and that is out there in Canyon, and that is definitely worth the trip.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. And then, so those are all so much fun, of course, and those are the scary events. But coming up, we'll have some not so scary events, of course.
That's true. We'll talk about the family-friendly ones, and you know, the things you can take the little goblins and ghouls to.
There, we love that. We love that too. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. If you want to check out all of those events, we have them listed on your screen. The Haunted Ship, of course, the Haunted Shack, Haunted Forest, and the Hellwig Hollow, and the Massacre on Hammond, as we mentioned there. Well, you can check out all of these events on our website, northernnewsnow.com, and coming up in our next hour, you'll tell us those not-so-scary events.
Yes, I cannot wait. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Can't wait to see you here later. Send things back to you there, Paul.
Still to come, more than just haunted backyards in the Northland. We're going to give you details on all of the spooky and family-friendly events happening across the Twin Ports for Halloween.
And speaking of spooky season, I'll send it over to Paul to introduce you to the King of Halloween.
Thank you very much, Tony. He is waiting in the wings here. With Halloween just over a week away, you're probably still trying to finalize those spooky plans with your friends or family. Luckily, we have just the perfect person to give you a list of some spooky but not so scary places to have Halloween fun in the Northland. Northern News Now's Mitchell Zimmerman joins us live in studio with a familiar face to all of us here at our station. Good morning, Mitchell.
Good morning, Paul. That's right. Joining us this morning is Matt Rasmussen. He's a director here at Northern News Now. He says some funny things in our ears when we're talking normally on TV, which we love, of course.
As one must.
Of course. And you wear many hats, and one of them, of course, is a crown.
Ah, thank you.
As the King of Halloween. So, Matt, we talked a little bit about how you became the King of Halloween. You were elected.
Elected, yeah.
Elected.
And I could have been president, but who wants to be president when you could be king?
Exactly. You get to wear a fun crown like that.
Yes.
So tell me, you celebrate Halloween basically year-round.
Year-round, 24/7, 365. There's no end to the spooky goodness when you're in the presence of the King of Halloween.
Never. And so what is your favorite part about Halloween?
The best part of Halloween is the imagination and the creativity that comes with it. When you're a child, you're asked, what do you want to be for Halloween? And that's when you get to think, like, I can be anything I want.
True.
And you start to imagine, like, who you are and who you want to be in this life, and you start to develop from there.
Exactly. Clearly, I did not have that much creativity because I wanted to be an M&M for Halloween every year. So that's okay. I love my chocolate.
It just says that you're sweet.
Oh, thank you. Well, I know that you have a few events to cover in the Northland here. We talked about some scary ones, but now we're doing the more family-friendly ones.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the family-friendly ones now. So, like, first of all, I just want to mention the Ghoul Will Ball. That is happening tomorrow. So I put these in order of that they'll be taking place over the next couple of weekends here. Ghoul Will Ball, it'll be a fun little event, and there's a costume contest, and there's a silent auction, and best part is that the Ghostbusters themselves will be there. There's a couple of them on the TV there.
There you are.
And they'll be welcoming everybody into that. And then I got to mention Boo at the Zoo. That's everyone's favorite. That is a staple here, and the Ghostbusters love to come to that one as well. And you get to see the big kitties.
Nice.
And I also mentioned here the Haunted History Tours at the Depot. And there's some footage of the Depot, which is insanely haunted, I must say. Look at that spooky, scary haunted doll there. But, you know, you don't want to freak out the kids. You can just take them on a tour of the trains, which is always fun, and they always have the pumpkin train as well. Also want to mention the Superior Spooktacular Parade, which is one of the best events in this area here. All these local businesses get to showcase their Halloween spirit, and it's the only Halloween parade in the area, so that is a huge one. And the last item on my list, which is the most important.
Of course.
On Halloween Day, you get to trick or treat with the Ghostbusters.
I can't think of anything more fun.
I can't either.
It's so much fun. So where do you start the trick-or-treating? Is it anywhere?
We go to random neighborhoods, yes. You just look for the lights, you look for the car, and you know, if you're in the neighborhood, just come on by. We got oodles of candy.
Oh my gosh, that's the best part, the candy, of course. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I got my own candy here. Well, if you are looking forward to some of those events, we'll pop them up on your screen here. We have the Ghoul Will Halloween Ball, of course, Boo at the Zoo, Haunted History Tours at the Depot, Superior Spooktacular Parade, and of course, trick-or-treating with the Ghostbusters. And we'll have all of this information on our website, northernnewsnow.com. But now I get to chow down on some candy corn here, but we'll send things back to you there over there, Paul.
Lots of great choices there. Thanks to both of you. We appreciate that. Happy Halloween ahead of time. Thanks for joining us. Your National Morning News is next. We hope you have a great weekend.